Hello, welcome to Light, Laughter, and Lattes, Oneness Talk Radio YouTube and Oneness Talk Radio Facebook. And afterwards, hopefully on Spotify, catch us there and other places. I am Patty Markham Peterson and your guest host, main host today. I do a monthly podcast, and other times I am here with Jerry Hapstreet. So thank you for joining. And today is a topic near and dear to my heart. It's a spirit guide, our connections. How do we enhance that? You know, we're in a very interesting time here on planet Earth. And the opportunity to have a more robust, clear connection is there. And with these higher frequencies coming in, as we get clear on what's in our energy field, we can be more clear about, are we getting our guidance? Are we trusting? We're going to go into that. And we're going to end with a beautiful practice that's going to help you really connect with your we call it spiritual counsel, and help the third eye here. We'll talk about the chakras too. So it's all about, do I know what's in my energy field? You know, the more we get clear around this, then we know what's not ours. So ways that we clear our energy are important. What ways do you offer a cleansing? Otherwise, you know, we do can pick up other people's energy and planetary. And the more that we start tuning in and, you know, even asking, is this mine or is this somebody else's? Thank you, people, for joining me in the chat. It's an honor to be here with you. And you can certainly put any questions there if anything really comes to you. I serve as an evasive medical intuitive and quantum healer. I've been a holistic healing coach for 20-something years and a clairvoyant. I do read quantum readings and lead workshops and classes and see people one-on-one. So going back to clearing our energy field, right? Many of us find different ways that work for us. Being in nature, being by water, the negative ions on the edge of a beach, fantastic. How we nourish ourselves. There is a practice called the Divine Container, gifted to us by Archangel Zadkiel. You can go to shriandkira.com under the practices. You'll find it there. That is a beautiful way to cleanse or recycle others' energies, so we're clear what is our own. And as we do that, then we can enhance our connection to our inner guidance. I am a divine being having a human experience. And we all come in with support. We've made it this far. We've had support. How aware and conscious of our support are we? And so I know for myself, it's an ever-evolving journey. And getting clear on what blocks it. What might block our support? And what are the ways that we, or our messages, right? What are the ways that we are aware that we are getting them? I believe that there's like 4 main ways that each of us has, and you can develop the others. I know in my early days, as I look back, before I was even really awake and aware of the connection to the infinite, to the angels, to spirit guides, and I would feel things. As a holistic healer, when I worked with people, I'd go home and I started to feel some of the symptoms they had. What a beautiful gift, right? Oh, I'm picking things up that I don't need to. I learned how to clear. And I realized that I was very clairsentient. That's a feeler, a sensor. And those people, often I hear people calling themselves an empath, right? And many people I've had as clients will even say, oh, this is really hard. And we may feel that at times. However, how do we find the gift in it? We start listening to that. What drains us? What lifts us? And finding the gift in it. And so another way, it's our energy field that is really reading the energy. So even in that energy field, if you're a seer and you see pictures, visions, sparkles, that is a beautiful third eye, and yet it's from your energy field that you're picking that up. How about clairaudient? Some people get a lot of their messages through hearing. They hear messages. It may sound like your voice or it may not. And then another way is claircognizance, where it's a download. You just know. I'm sure most of you say, well, I have a couple of those, and you may have all four. Great. Just being aware of all the different ways that your energy field, you are receiving and communicating with your divine beingness and your helpers. Take a drink of water. So what are some of the things that may block us from getting our clear guidance? Number one is fear. Doubt. Those are biggies. And I know I had a lot of that. Even if we're carrying this like expectation that things have to sound a certain way, look a certain way, control ego, perhaps. How about ways, if whatever's affecting our energy field, whatever may be bringing us down, can literally add to that doubt and to that more coarse energy. The more that we are lifting up our consciousness, our connection will be more pure, more clear. So we got a sheet from Archangel's notes from Archangel Zadkiel some time ago. And I know that this really helped me to understand a little more what interference could be. And I want to read a little bit of this, because there are times, as this beautiful bright light that you are, that there are energies that don't want your bright light. Now, the key is not to go into fear, right? The key is to really stand in the beingness that we are. And the more that we trust it, that solid bubble is more solid, that our aura is more solid. And so this can happen. I know it did on my journey, and my mentor said that that's part of developing our mastery, is ending up with some interference energy and discerning, because it can be so sly, and discerning that. And then we can lift through it and claim more of the divine, powerful, co-creative being we are. So here's a little insight from Archangel Zadkiel. It says, he's saying, only doubt can disconnect you from your beingness, right? And when we allow the energy of doubt to permeate our consciousness, we have allowed ourselves the opening of a portal that will be attractive to chaotic interference, and astral energies do enter. So once this interference energy has anchored itself, we are unable to discern that it is present. To move through this energy takes great self-determination and transparency. Remember, the goal of this energy is to interfere. And it's wise not to judge yourself if this happens, right? So we allow our heart to anchor into the ascended state and into its presence, and we release the egoic filter. That will want to hold on, since often this energy will stroke the ego. And that's what it was doing to me. And I wasn't real aware. It took a friend helping to point that out. You are able to walk through this experience and gain mastery along the way. Simply, the single most important step is for you to be able to recognize when the energy is present. Here is a list gifted to us by Archangel Zadkiel to recognize if we're being interfered with, or somebody. If you go to somebody for a reading, take that into mind here too, okay? Make sure that the information you're receiving is not of the highest if it comes from money gratification, ego gratification, if there's a personal agenda. Remember, I just mentioned if I was expecting maybe a message or a sign coming from a certain way, ego. sense of right or wrong. No judgment, no judgment. See a neutrality. Need for God to appear to you. Outside of a sincere love space, the information you desire is to justify a position you feel is right. And as I've done readings for people, I see that sometime. And to help people to understand, what is this showing up? What in me invited this to be? What are the gifts I'm learning? What are the lessons? And to lift out of this that they need to be, justified. Okay. And the information you share interferes with another. Anytime we want to shift, change, or interfere another's path or allow another into ours is not of the highest. Anything that may leave you or anyone feeling less than or wrong about their true experience. There is one other critical component to releasing the grip of interference. You are not able to break free from someone else's story if it is given to you with more passion and energy than you carry for yourself. And that happened to me in the early days. My awakening was through a major event, in the early 2000s, when my husband died suddenly. And through that awakening, I started to connect with the other realms. He came to visit me. I started to feel angels. And then I didn't trust me, and I listened to other psychics. And there were times what they saw, I believed and I wanted more than what I was trusting of my own. Long lesson through the years. You start by what comes forward in my life to look at that and see that. And thank you for joining somebody's new time. Welcome. Yes, beautiful Archangel Ariel. We might feel called to specific archangels, ascended masters. Who resonates with you? Who do you sense? Yes. Another few more insights. If you are going to talk to somebody who is going to do a reading, know that spirit does not interfere with your path. And I tell people this all the time. I'll see, like with where our energy's at right now, the potential. If our energy's staying like this, here's the potential that's showing up. And yet there's always options. We have free will, we have choice all the time. And so I tell my clients, this is the potential. Do you trust your intuition with what I am sharing, with what I'm seeing? So how I get messages often are visions of pictures. Now, it's not for me to tell them, well, this picture means this. I will share that here's a vision of flower blooming. Okay, take that, and what does that mean to you? And so spirit helps you gain clarity. That's exactly what I see. And gain understanding while revealing options and directions. And that's what I hear most is, oh, I sense that. People say that all the time. I had a feeling, and I'm going, yes, I am here to help you trust you. I hope that each of us has others along the way that help us, that support, that help us trust us. And you can ask for a message, right? Is this the right path I'm on? And then let go of any way, shape, or form that message is going to show up. May it be in the most way that I wouldn't expect. And that's what I'll say sometime. And so I've heard from other teachers and mentors through the years, especially that, certain ways messages show up is if you see a same theme at least 3 times. It's kind of like a bing, oh, yes, okay, I'm hearing this. I'm seeing this similar pattern, theme showing up. Doesn't have to be 3, but that's a good sign that there's something here to pay attention, and spirit is giving you a message. For me, it's sometimes been in songs. Has that happened to any of you? That I wake up in the morning and there's a song playing in my mind. And I go, I need to look at these words. What what is being said or shared here. And it's often just something very light, happy, connect in, love. But in conjunction with perhaps a dream we had the night before, I hope you keep a journal of your signs, your messages, your dreams to help embody your trust in your connection to your divine self and your angelic helpers, guides. Spirit always leaves you feeling uplifted, always, even if there are hard choices ahead. Thank you, B, for sharing that. Yes, numbers and synchronicities. Numbers are a big one. I love paying attention to numbers. And what numbers mean may be different for other people. Many of us follow ascended numerology. And so that's a big sign. Thank you. Songs, somebody else with songs. I love it. Oh, I got chills on that one, Lynn. I'm glad you're paying attention. Spirit never leaves you disempowered. Spirit always wants you to be empowered. Pay attention. Spirit never judges, ever, ever, ever. So if you're getting messages, so-and-so is wrong, they did you wrong, they're bad, they're time to clear the connection. Move on. I like even just breathing down from the base of my spine, see crystalline light come up the spine, out the top, blast it out and say, only the highest man are here. And then follow it with violet flame. Any of those of you work with Archangel Zadkiel with the violet flame, Saint Germain? I call on those beloved beings often. Purify everything in my energy field that's not for my highest good. Spirit never encourages opposition of any sort. Feel that. Spirit never urges you to do anything with an agenda, and I mentioned that with the other sheet. Spirit always is loving and neutral. However, Spirit may be firm. Have any of you had this? I have had Spirit be firm. Sometime, when we're kind of getting it, but we're being hesitant because we lack in our self-worth, Spirit may say, come on, and really be a little more firm. Just an anecdote here was after my husband had died, and it had been a number of years, maybe about 8, and I still was hanging on. I knew, and yet it was like a lifeline to his energy. And I got a message from him, and it literally was a kick in the butt. It's like, move on. You've got a lot to live for. You've got, whole life here. And so there are times our beloved helpers will give that kind of a firmness. True universal love never enables, but it doesn't judge either. If you are not ready to face the truth, it will not force it. You are always being honored where you're at, though, right? That where we are at. And there are times, if you're a reader for other people, that we'll get information and yet always ask, is this to be shared right now? Because there are times it's not. When you can see and know beyond, it is not of the highest to share at all times. I think I may have shared this story before because it's maybe somebody can relate with it. When I was in my healing practice and just waking up, and I could see and get messages, and a client was in my office, and I started to share. Her brother, who had passed very young in his 20s, early 30s, was there. And I started to share what he said without asking if it was my guidance and if it was of the highest and if she really wanted to hear it. That did not go well. So always tuning in. Is this the highest to share now? We don't go around pontificating and just sharing what we see. No. Only when it's invited and asked. I don't tune into clients, when I do my Avesa, I can, the chakras and all that. Unless somebody's already said, yes, please do, and they've set an appointment. That's interfering. It will only reveal what you are ready to hear. It will comfort and inspire you toward the truth and leave your choice to you. Leave your choice to you. Always. We have free will here. And so I'm sharing those little personal stories in the hopes that maybe some of you recognize, and if those happen to you, that you turn inward, love yourself, listen, and trust what you're getting, you're seeing. The more that you're in inspiration, in passion, in joy, it's like then the intuitive hits, the messages just plop, plop, plop. But if we're really in angst and we keep saying, tell me, show me now, that may not be when. That's let go, find a way to pamper, be gentle, play, relax, and then just, because the key is not to be attached. If we get a message, when we get a message, trust the right timing. That's our solar plexus. So let's just run down these chakras. Like I'll share from my medical intuitive perspective, what could block? So the first that, is the crown, our connection to our wisdom, your connection to the infinite. If we are holding old beliefs, and here's where off to the right side under the chakra plate is where we'll hold old dogmas. Dogmas are beliefs held by many people that we've taken on in this lifetime or other lifetimes. And we're not conscious of those per se until something shows up in our field to start saying, okay, do I have a belief around this? Right? We're a mirror and things show up. And so this is, the energy can get very congested. We want energy to flow with ease, but congestions are old beliefs, hurts, traumas, doubt, fear. And so when we have any old beliefs that this is the devil, this is bad, this is wrong, anything like that, or a punitive God, we're not going to be in trust with what we're getting. And there are many ways to clear that. That's not this show, okay? Now, our sixth chakra, so energy flows through from our wisdom up. Our sixth chakra is all about, yes, seeing beyond and vision. And it's also my personal guidance, each one's personal guidance to the infinite. Now, a block here can be, again, to the right is about our past, can be, am I not having full forgiveness for something from the past, especially with family of origin or partners, that we take all that we've been through, we find the lesson, the gift, we've forgiven. Then the energy is robust through our sixth chakra. Watch as we do that healing work, how much more you'll trust spirits, messages, and you'll see beyond appearances. Truth. Our block can be if we're swallowing others' truths over our own. This is the truth of our heart, of who we are, your divine beingness. So if we've swallowed all these old truths that can be related to the religion or the family of origin, and it's not safe to be seen, heard, I don't trust. This is about listening to your inner voice. So how much are we now starting to recognize, I heard that, my intuition told me that, yet I didn't follow it. Forgive, I did the best I knew how. I'm going to now trust my truth chakra. Then our heart. When we anchor in our heart, there's your portal of love, connection. The third chakra is the center of trust, and it's often where we hold control. So the more that we trust everything, there is a divine timing for everything, and anchor in that, then these will flow more too. Sacral, below the belly button, this is letting go of our old identities and old painful traumas of the past. And the more that we, again, do that clearing of that pain and lift into what's the gift, what's the lesson, what am I developing in me now? And then we can co-create our new, which is the left side of that. And that creation center works very much with your six, with your vision. Watch spirit come in when you're inspired and creative for something for the highest good, when you're following that. And then the very root is traditionally all about safety. If we don't feel safe being who we are, it's going to affect our connection and our trust in that belief, what we get. And support. Do I support myself? Do I feel the universe is supporting me? Many of us have had big traumas, and there's a piece of, I don't feel that God is really supporting me. I had that in the past, and I see that in some clients. The more that we go, wow, I obviously am, I'm here. And as a human, I went through some tough stuff, but the soul is standing there saying, you're infinite, you're divine. That's nothing. Well, now that was just a lesson, and then flowing it all up. So starting from the base and letting the energy flow up all your spine and out, not commanding off, and only the highest may enter here. And so thank you. I love to see that you're chatting with each other in the chat. Let's go into our spiritual council. Trust the messages you get. This practice was given to me in my medical intuitive training. And if you want to ever know more about that, you can send a message to support@selfascension.com when the next one will be. Or there's actually on Sri and Kira, they're recorded, okay? The medical intuitive trainings, Avesa Medical Intuitive. So here this is. Let's do this practice. If you feel safe to do so, take a deep conscious breath. And I encourage you to close your eyes. This is really for our sixth chakra, to lean in and rely on your spiritual guidance. Relaxing, allow imagination and intuition to dance together. Deep conscious breath. I'm feeling a few throats. Maybe perhaps breathe in the heart and out the throat. There you go. Clear those throats. Beautiful. Trust the energy of intuition. Trust the energy of imagination to guide you. See yourself in a lovely room, a sacred space. Whatever feels safe to you for communion with the representatives of the divine. There you go. And maybe remind yourself, I'm safe. I am supported by this chair, this couch. I am safe to expand. Now I encourage you to call forward a person, an energy, a mentor that you want to hear from. Now, they may have passed or they may not. Their higher self can show up. Trust who you feel guided. Call them in. Now, as you're in this beautiful room, you may see a beautiful table in front of you. Call in this energy, this mentor, this being, master that you want to commune with. Then ask them for a name. Claim it. But if you're uncertain, you can ask, how may I address you? Notice what energy does this being represent? And get clear why you value them. There you go. Deep breaths, throat chakras I'm feeling. There you go. Now at that beautiful being, you're valuing something about them as they are there with their pure love and essence to serve. Now you call in another. Who else would you like to mentor you? In the realm of spirit, a loving being will always respond. Trust that. Say thank you. I am glad you are here. Again, you can ask, what is the name? And then notice the energy and what you value of this beautiful being there to support you. There you are. Witness how your body responds. I feel a relaxation. I feel a centering. Beautiful work. Always thank you. Thank them. Thank you. Thank you. I am so glad you are here to support my journey. Now call forward one more. What energy, ascended master, hero, Angel, would you like to call forward as your final counsel? Beautiful. I feel that. You sensing? Notice. Again, ask, how will I address you? How will I address you? What is a name? What spiritual qualities are they contributing? Thank you. Thank you for being here with me. Beloved counsel, thank you. I know our connection is authentic and pure. I recognize I can get distracted with life. I ask that you be patient with me and come forward when I call you, for I know that's the nature of etheric love. That you are a being of love, and I bow before thee with respect. I ask for your assistance to be with me more consciously. I ask for guidance and clarity. These skills will help me in this worldly life for greater connection and inspiration. And ask, will you help me with this? Will you do this with me? And you can also ask, how is it best that I call on you? There you go again. I feel it. How is it best that I call on you? You've created this connection. Sometimes we need to just take a breath, connect with our body, and say a phrase to connect with this counsel. Develop your connection to call on them whenever you have a question, a need. There may be something else you can, in your mind's eye now, revisit each one and just say, is there something else I need to know here? In this moment, for my highest good. Beloved spiritual counsel, thank you for appearing and being with me. If there was anything else about how I may trust my life more, I ask you now. Witness your body as you're getting your messages just from another dimension. Witness what is all going on. There you go. Really trusting all the guidance you sensed, you felt, you heard, or you just knew. You may see, they may show you pictures. Whatever way you received your guidance is correct, right for you. I feel the level of consciousness as we all did this rise. I literally felt like I was going to levitate. You are connected. There you are. Feel that. And you may close with such gratitude for these beloved beings that showed up and that you now have this divine connection always. Ooh. Thank yourself for being open, giving yourself a big hug. I'm still feeling some throats. I don't know if anybody's noticing. Beautiful truth chakras opening up. I'm glad you enjoyed. Thank you, Angel. I love, because I'm sensing that some people are trusting their guidance a little more, and we get to release some old truth we may have, a little nagging thing about, can you really do it? Is it going to work? Or whatever. That's our old egoic patterns. There we are. I literally felt the jaw is related to this chakra, so I felt that relaxing. I know that was happening. And thank you for being here with me today. May you float today with your guidance. I really encourage you to write it down. Write all your insights down. And I'd love to hear from anybody. My information is, under this on Facebook or YouTube. If anybody wants to ever share a personal message, send me an email or a message through Instagram or Facebook. I'm honored to share this time. Thank you all. Have a beautiful day and beyond. Namaste.